Hey guys, welcome back to my next book preview video. This week I'm going to try and get a couple of smaller sketchbooks into one video. We'll flick through 3 Arthur Adams sketchbooks, and you'll notice I'm already covering a bit of nudity on the cover of one. Okay, so I'm going to try my best not to let this video get too long, but let's start with the Drawings 2022 Arthur Adams. A quick look at the front and back there. I actually did talk about this a little bit in one of my other videos. Throughout this you will see the occasional Star Wars drawing as well. Well, there you go, quite a few in this one actually. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, so anything like that is a winner in my book. Quite relevant with the series coming out soon as well. So I'm starting with the 2022 book. Obviously, at the time of me recording this, this is the most recent book. There is a Kickstarter in production at the moment by Flesk, The Art of Arthur Adams, which we will talk about in a second. This one was like the first Arthur Adams sketchbook I managed to get hold of. I'm over in the UK, so they do work out pretty damn expensive to get hold of over here. If nothing else, you will still end up paying a little bit for shipping. You know, I think they're relatively cheap to buy at the convention. I think that he releases these, and please do correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not over in America, and I'm still fairly new to Arthur Adams' artwork, but I believe he releases these for like the San Diego Comic-Con. You know, as I say, I don't know too much about the American conventions, but it's definitely one of the bigger ones. So if you can get these in person, awesome, you're going to get a great price. If, like me, you're in a different country, you're probably going to pay a lot of money for them, unfortunately. But they are worth it. But this one I do want to mention, out of the 3 that I have, it's actually my least favourite. I think it's still absolutely, you know, incredible. The artwork is fantastic. The inking is, you know, you can see it's absolutely awesome. But I just felt, compared to his work that I'd seen online that sort of made me get this sketchbook was very focused on, I'm not sure if I should call it portraits, because some of them have a bit more of a bust to them as well. But hopefully you can see what I mean. There's an awful lot of portraits in it. And whilst they are good, there isn't as much variety in terms of, well, as I say, there's not like full body. There's no real nudity in this one, which, you know, if you prefer that, that's great. But a lot of you guys probably know already, Arthur Adams is quite known for drawing his sexy ladies, let's be honest. But that doesn't mean this one's bad, it just means the other ones are awesome. So you can see there's a range of characters and things like that, especially within the comic book world. I don't know a huge amount about comic books in general, so again, you guys can correct me in the comments below, I'm sure you'll have to. But it's really cool to be able to see a preview like this of books before you buy them. I have waited a little while to preview this one. I didn't want to give too much away before because, you know, I don't want to stop the artist from being able to sell these. But I believe all 3 of these books are now out of production. So they're not going to hurt his sales. You're probably going to have to get them secondhand. These kind of ones are more what are in the other books, which we'll see in a second. But I think they're really cool. I love seeing these full body. Again, he's well known for his female poses and anatomy and stuff. So to me, that's sort of, you know, really cool. He's also very well known for his King Kong stuff. And then next up we have Arthur Adams sketchbook. I believe that's 13 in Roman numerals, but again, correct me if I'm wrong. Front and back there. You can probably tell that last one was a glossy cover. This one is a matte cover, matte finish. And before I forget, the reason I wanted to show more Arthur Adams sketchbooks is because I made a video previewing this one and it did awesome. You guys absolutely loved it. So check that out, links in the description box below. So getting right into this one, I did unfortunately have to skip the first page because, as you can imagine, there is some nudity. But yeah, there's not too much in this one, so we should be good. YouTube should allow it. Again, obviously the content is going to be the same in the sense of it's going to be, you know, women with large breasts, let's be honest. There's more of that in these ones than that newer one. Not so much of the portraits, but what I mean is, you know, there's a lot of superheroes or comic book heroes and villains. There's also like these character sheets and a fair bit of creature design actually as well. I believe he has probably worked on quite a few comics at this point. But obviously you've got your more well-known ones like these, you know, Wolverine, Captain America, Hulk, that kind of thing. And these kind of pieces are just incredible. He seems to do quite a few like these that I always refer to as like epic pieces. And what I mean by that is, you know, it's not just one shot of a character. It's, you know, a full composition. I'm not sure what you want to call it. So compared to that last sketchbook, we've also got a little bit of like comic book panels and I don't know if these are just his preliminary sketches for his covers or whether these are panels as well. And we've even got a little bit here looking, well, I guess at the breakdown, we've got a little bit of perspective, his perspective lines and boxes. If you're an artist, you'll probably appreciate that. I mean, how incredible is that? that almost looks like a black and white photo. But yeah, there's a lot more of this stuff. I don't remember seeing any of that in the 2022 sketchbook. Oh, and the year for these ones, by the way, is we're looking at about 2011 to 2012. They are all dated. Again, these pieces are what I'm calling the sort of epic pieces because they are absolutely awesome. I believe he works traditionally in a really large medium. So seeing them in sketchbooks like this probably doesn't do them enough justice compared to the originals because, you know, you're going to see them small, especially in this next book, which is the pocket book, which we'll take a look at in a second. Hopefully this video is not getting too long. I'll start skipping through a little bit quicker. I wanted to show this one mainly in this book though because, I mean, like, how insane is that? How does anybody plan that? That is just absolutely mad. Turn it around actually, if my lighting will focus so that you guys can see it a little bit larger. And again, just getting onto the last few pages here, more superheroes and some creature design, some creature stuff. And it's not Arthur Adams if there isn't some Godzilla in there. And moving on, we're on to the third book that I've got, and this is my favourite. The pages are actually a little bit glossier, and in my opinion, they're better quality as well, the print, but that could be in my head. Obviously, the book itself is a little bit smaller, and I still spent quite a lot of money to get it. You can probably tell already from the get-go, this one contains more of his classic busty ladies. Again, not everybody's cup of tea, fair enough, but if you like the way Arthur Adams draws women, this is probably the cooler of the three books that I have at least. In fact, let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, there we go, that's maybe a little bit better. Okay, so there's still not really much nudity in this one, but I know there are a few pages of nudity in this one, which there wasn't in the others. The 2022 one is definitely tamer, and as mentioned, has a lot of portraits. This one you can see, even though the book is literally half the size, but it's got these full body poses in there, which I think is just really cool. And I don't know if he started drawing his women with smaller breasts since this book, or if it's just coincidence that this one is very full of, well, very busty ladies. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is that these books do seem to cost quite a lot of money. You are buying them second hand. Usually watching for them on like eBay and things. Had to just skip a page of nudity there. Also, awesome Star Wars art. But yeah, you're going to be watching out for these. They are going to get expensive. They seem to get more and more expensive. They're all signed and they are very limited. But seeing as Flesk have the Art of Arthur Adams book in production now, at the time of me recording this, I do not know whether it's going to contain a lot of the same artwork and therefore these books maybe will drop in price, I'm not sure, or whether they're still going to be very exclusive and the artwork's going to be different. Hopefully that's the case, but yeah, just something to note there. I believe sometimes you can get these on other websites as well though, and I will put links in the description box below if I find any. I've still got loads of sketchbooks to actually get if I can afford them and find them. I'd be really intrigued to know by you guys in the comments below if you have any of the other sketchbooks. Let me know what's in them, which are your favourite. You know, let me know which I should be getting next. But I think we're pretty much at the end there, guys. Hopefully this video has helped you if you were looking at buying some of these books, but you wanted to see inside before, you know, spending quite a lot of money. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot and means I can keep making these videos. Thanks for watching.